Chapter 105 Imagination, Memory and Song. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verses 14 to 30. And the Lord said unto Moses, Behold, thy days approach that thou must die. Call Joshua, and present yourselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, that I may give him a charge. When Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, and the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle. And the Lord said unto Moses, Behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whither they go to be among them, and will forsake me, and break my covenant which I have made with them. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, Are not these evils come upon us, because our God is not among us? And I will surely hide my face in that day, for all the evils which they shall have wrought, in that they are turned unto other gods. Now therefore write ye this song for you, and teach it the children of Israel. Put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swear unto their fathers, that floweth with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves, and waxen fat, then they will turn unto other gods, and serve them, and provoke me, and break my covenant. And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness. For it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination which they go about, even now before I have brought them into the land which I swear. Moses therefore wrote this song the same day, and taught it the children of Israel. And he gave Joshua the son of Nun a charge, and said, Be strong and of good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swear unto them, and I will be with thee. And it came to pass, when Moses had made an end of writing the words of this law in a book, until they were finished, that Moses commanded the Levites which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, saying, Take this book of the law, and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee. For I know thy rebellion, and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Lord, and how much more after my death? Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes, and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears, and call heaven and earth to record against them. For I know that after my death ye will utterly corrupt yourselves, and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you, and evil will befall you in the latter days, because you will do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. And Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of this song, until they were ended. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verses 14 to 30. There are four main facts in our text, if we include verses 1 to 13. First, Moses is told that the time for his death has come. This is stated clearly in verses 1 to 13, and Moses is aware that the great task ahead requires another leader. Then, second, Joshua is to take over leadership. This is not a new announcement, rather, it is a confirmation of a known and established order of succession. Third, what is especially important is that Moses and Joshua were required to go to the sanctuary, verse 14 following, for God to speak there to them. Fourth, Moses is commanded to write a song, verses 19 following, for Israel to sing as a national anthem. The song will set forth God's grace and Israel's waywardness and apostasy, to be a continuing reminder to them that it is not their merit that sustains them, but God's mercy. God tells Moses in verse 16 that, after his death, in due time the people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land. The expression, go a-whoring after other gods, plainly refers to apostasy, to involvement with false faiths. However, it also refers to a basic fact, the radical involvement of paganism with sexual rites and practices. Every kind of perverse sexual act has been a part of some religious group and activity as an affirmation of the natural, we would say fallen as against the supernatural. The declaration by God of Israel's future apostasies is intended to be an encouragement to all who hear or read this prediction. God's foreknowledge and ordination compass all things, so that we must see man's depravity as a step in God's purpose to bring about His great kingdom. We can only have hope if we know that God is in absolute control of all things. Verses 17 and 18 make it clear that no bland, neutral world exists for man to live in. It is either the realm of blessings or of curses. Man wants to believe in a vast, neutral realm of operations wherein man is free to do as he pleases. But there is not a single neutral fact in all of creation, and truly godly living begins only when this is recognized. For in Him we live, and move, and have our being. Acts chapter 17, verse 28. There is thus no escaping God. He is closer to us than we are to ourselves, and He knows us better than we want to know ourselves. Because the relationship between God and Israel is covenantal, God is the King and Sovereign, and Israel, and now Christian churches and nations, is the vassal. A vassal is a man under the protection of a lord to whom he has sworn homage and fealty. He has a duty to his lord to serve him and to obey him. The law of his lord is the vassal's protection. This chapter has a strong emphasis on the book of the law. Deuteronomy. This is simply one of the continuous stresses in the Bible on the inscriptured Word of God. We are not to rely on man's changing word, but on the eternal Word of God. There is also the very strong emphasis on the person of God. He is eternally present and determinative, so that all of history is simply His determination and His purpose in progress. To live apart from God and His Word is to live under the curse and for death, not life. God speaks plainly to Moses concerning his coming death, verse 16, and Moses just as plainly speaks of it to the people. Because it is in God's providence, and after a life of faithful service, it is not a tragedy, but a triumph. In verses 16 to 21, God tells Moses of the coming apostasies of Israel. God does not keep Moses in the dark, nor does He spare him. Moses must rely on the certainty of God's purpose, not on Israel. God's kingdom will triumph, His covenant prevail, and the world's triumph will come. Psalm 90, a psalm of Moses, sets forth his faith. Verse 26 is an important statement of one aspect of the law. Take this book of the law and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee. The law is a blessing to the faithful and a curse to the lawless, and also a witness against them. The law is like a recorder to the lawless, keeping an account of their covenant breaking. The law was not placed in the ark, but on its side, where the other books of law had already been placed. The 10 Commandments were in the ark. The law here was given to the priests and to the elders of the people to deposit in its proper place, so that, to use the modern terminology, both church and state were to be governed by it. Verse 12. The Song of Moses is commanded to write as a national religious anthem, has a purpose described in verse 21. God declares, "And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination which they go about, even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear." Since man is fallen, his imagination is evil. Redeemed man is not perfectly sanctified in this world, and his imagination is commonly his expression of supposed free space outside of God. We are told in Genesis chapter 6, verse 5 and chapter 8, verse 21, that with fallen men, every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually, or every day. In Psalm 103, verse 14, we read, "For he knoweth our frame, he remembereth that we are but dust." Frame is the same word in Hebrew as imagination. Yetzer. The frame of our life is our thinking independently of God, so that even the redeemed are not entirely free of this. We who are dust and will in time return to dust in our flesh will still, in our imaginations, play God. The Song of Moses has as its purpose to so embed God's word in our hearts and minds that it becomes a witness against our imagination. One of the many evils of modern education is its neglect of memorization. The Song of Moses has as its purpose to establish a perpetual standard of reference in the minds of men. 3 songs by Moses are recorded in the Bible: Exodus chapter 15, Deuteronomy chapter 32, and Psalm 90. This Song of Moses was commanded by God when Moses and Joshua appeared at the sanctuary. It is commonly stated that Joshua's presence there was for his investiture, but while this may be true, nothing is said about it. Instead, in Joshua's presence, the writing of the song is ordered. Joshua is ordered to the sanctuary by God, that I may give him a charge. Verse 14. Part of that charge was that the Song of Moses be made a part of the life of the people. There is also the promise, I will be with thee. Verse 23. In all the battles ahead, so be strong and of a good courage, because you shall triumph. Verse 23. There is a contrast in our text between imagination and memory. Men must not trust in their imagination because it reflects their fallen history. God's appointed servants must discipline and teach, so that man's memory is mindful of God's works, covenant, law, grace, and mercy. The issue is between educational approaches stressing memory versus those stressing imagination. To stress imagination means to believe in the child's or person's creative powers, whereas to emphasize memory is to maintain that the future must be built on the knowledge of the past under God. Knowledge is not manufactured anew with every generation. It is a growing structure based on biblical premises, whereas modern education is deliberately rootless and barren.